Okay, good afternoon, all of you. Thank you for stay with us again in order to bring a good coffee and try to share about what is the next level of English readers. So for this session, I like to have a little short conversation about the reading comprehension, the different problems that we have in order to recognize in the appropriately applying background knowledge, poor decoding and word recognition skills, limit vocabulary and knowledge, underdevelopment reading fluency, and less strategic aspects that we need to know more about that. I think that we need to try to improve in our classes with our students, many things, and I like to share some of them. For example, increase self-confidence, facilitate language acquisition, improve reading comprehension, and many things that we need to know more, try to travel in a deeper way with the experts about how we can improve the comprehension through the lecture, etc. For that reason, we have here a lovely company that we have the privilege to represent in Colombia, and is Bookren Kids. Bookren Kids is a digital publishing and edtech company from Europe. The library apps filled with interactive books or ebooks, inspire and lovely and reading while boosting literacy. Social, emotional, and cognitive skills, Bookren Class is designed to teach and learn English as a foreign language for children. And also, we want to share more about the team. The team is a great team that work with us and working in Europe, in different countries. And you know, the international team belong people as ESL teachers, editors, psychologists, writers, and of course, illustrators and animators. And we have with us today a special guest, and is Anna Baldock. Anna is part of the team. He is right now in Hungary, is TPM in Hungary. Anna, thank you for your special time with us. It's late in Hungary, but I like to share almost about the background of Anna. Anna has been working with Bookren for almost 5 years. 3 of that, now she's mainly working on an English as a foreign language library, Bookren Class. She took care of the products and content development, while at the moment, I think that you're responsible for the international partnership, yeah?
Exactly.
And by education is a interesting education. He also close to the subject and studied in linguistic and languages too. Anna, very welcome to this conversation, and thank you again very much for staying with us. And please, if you want to share something more that we need to know more about Bookren Class, Bookren Kids, or about you, please go ahead. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Freddie, for this nice introduction, and thank you for having me. It is indeed 10 p.m., but who would want to miss a conference in Colombia, even from Europe? So thank you so much for having me and Booker here. The introduction was very good. We are an edtech digital publishing company based in Hungary. And I will tell a bit more about the mission, but the mission itself that we follow is that we really want every children to read, regardless of the platform. We appreciate books, we appreciate digital books, and we really want the joy of reading and what reading can give to children to reach each of them. This is what we are working on, and this is what we are going to talk about this afternoon or evening.
Okay, thank you. And I like to start with some specific questions about the Bookren. The first one is, what role does storytelling play in the language teaching and learning? What do you want to share about that? What is your thinking or your thoughts about that?
I think we can all agree that storytelling and literature plays a very important role in our lives, and it's very common. It's something that we share. regardless of where we are from, what age we have. So it's something that goes through all eras, cultures, and backgrounds. This, I think, already shares a lot about storytelling. So no matter if you are from Colombia or from Hungary or from China, storytelling is something that we all share. Even prehistoric people used to tell stories. And I'm sure that all of you have at least one memory of someone telling a story to you, your grandma, your mother, your teacher, or you telling a story to your daughters or sons. Um, Stories are something that everyone can relate to, especially children. There
Don't
are also
environments.
folk
Um,
tales. Yes,
Sorry,
folk
continue, Anna.
tales, folk tales, fairy tales, classic and contemporary literature. They can all help the children to empathize with the characters, to learn about feelings. Uh, and they also offer numerous opportunities to, for example, become more aware about the culture, to actually know how friendliness can help, being open towards different things. It really shows them personal values, for example, honesty or the importance of working hard. It shows them or helps them in problem solving, critical thinking, creativity. So stories really offer, I think, almost everything that you can need in your life. And I think that it's very obvious why it's so important in language learning, especially because through the stories, the language itself starts to make sense so much quicker. You as a child learn vocabulary, you learn grammar, you read your course books, but you don't necessarily have the direct experience with the language and with using the language. And when you read stories, you can use this knowledge in practice, and it gives the children self-confidence, delightment. It makes them happy and motivated to learn more. Of course, storytelling also improves reading comprehension, listening skills, speaking skills, and basically in a playful way, without noticing it, very automatically they can acquire this new language. One more thing that I think is very important is that if you give your students thought-provoking or higher quality stories, you can create great conversations and discussions with them, talk about the different phenomena in life, as I said, for example, different cultures or different social groups or even problems in the world. So already on an early age, they really learn to cope with these subjects. So all in all, I believe that stories really give a context for their language learning. And this is why we believe that storytelling itself is really, really important in early childhood education, as well as in language learning.
And obviously provoking the discussion between the students, maybe between
Very
the
important.
teacher and the student, etc. So the stories can be presented in many ways. Yeah, a teacher can tell them to the class, they can read a book, or the books can be digital. So I like to ask the second aspects, and is about the how, or what do you think, what is the extras the digital books can offer in additional manners into the classroom, the teachers to the students, etc.
Already, I think it's very important to be clear about that. Just because their digital books have a lot of advantages to offer, just as much as print books have a lot of advantages to offer. But I think once we have technology in our hands, we can just take these advantages and use them in the best ways so that we can really bring the best out of it. I'm sure that you all know that on the market at the moment, there are many different ebooks, digital books for adults as well as for children. What we see around us on the market is that some books are basically PDFs with narration or PDFs with narration and text highlighting. Some of these books even have illustrations or animations. But quality-wise, it's very different. What we believe is that the main purpose of these functions and these features is scaffolding. So these features need to enhance the reading experience and help the children understanding the text and acquiring different skills. We did encounter, though, many content where these features actually were more they distracted the children more than they supported them. So I think that it's very important as an edtech company, or if you decide to create an educational product, it's really your responsibility to make sure that these features are well planned, well balanced, and they are accurate, and they actually support the learning process and don't disturb it. I can tell about my experience that we at Booker Kids, of course, we create a lot of digital books, and we follow different researches and advices and guidelines of researchers who work with animated books or digital ebooks. And it's very important that these content is high quality. In our case, the illustrations, the animations, the narration that are all aligned with each other, and the text, of course. So actually the bookmaking process is very strict. There is, of course, the text, and then every illustration and animation is created to fit this text and to support the children's reading experience and reading comprehension. So basically the digital format serves as scaffolding and also can reduce performance differences among the students.
And for me, Anna, the most amazing aspects is that you not only have the possibility to read or to share to the students common or basic books, you have classics books, and you can
Yes.
start through the classic books, many aspects to cover, flashcards, songs. The experience of the children is very interesting. It's very nice. I like that you share, please. What more aspects cover? What other things do you can or do you want to share with us about what Booker Class exactly is a help to the teachers, obviously help to the parents and students?
So Booker Class is a library application or even a two-in-one solution that helps both teachers and the students. On one hand, it is the library application that includes hundreds of stories, classic literature, contemporary literature, content and language integrated learning, as you said, flashcards, songs, nursery rhymes. So many different content that serves the purpose of teaching the children different vocabulary, grammar, and all through storytelling and literature. As you said, we do have a lot of classic stories, for example, Tom Sawyer or The Wizard of Oz or Peter Rabbit. We work with some publishing partners, for example, Oxford University Press or Albert Whitman from the US. But we also create a lot of books in-house. They are actually created by a very professional team of international children's literature experts, ESL teachers, psychologists, editors. And then on the production side, we also have, of course, the illustrators and the animators and art directors. These books are in the library with educational games, the animations, text highlightings, and the children from age 4 to 14 can engage with this library. And on the other hand, we also have a teacher's dashboard for the teachers, where they can assign books for the students, and they can also track their reading progress. So they can see how much time they spent in the application or in certain books. They can even see how well they did in exercises. And this way they can draw a lot of conclusions about the performance of their students. So they can see which student does better, which student needs extra support. It really helps them in differentiation. So it's basically a database or a base of resources for the teachers at their fingertips, something that makes their preparation much faster. It's something engaging for the students, of course. And as a in the teacher's dashboard, they can also save a lot of time understanding what their children are up to, how they are progressing. That's the short version.
It's very, very short, but I know that when the teachers or the people start with the app, enjoy a lot of. I was playing with my girls and we enjoy the flashcard, the songs, the histories, the books is very, very, very amazing. And the state of art is impressive. I don't know if we have some audience here, the teacher Camilo and Patricia. I don't know, Camilo and Patricia, if you want to ask something about the books, the Bookren class to our guest and Bulldog. If you want, please open your mic and go ahead, please.
Okay. Um, sure. Hi. Hello. Hello, everybody. No, just I have a question. A couple of questions. Is how are the tools for teachers for evaluating or assessing the progress on learners? How is the process for I don't know, for checking their progress?
Mm-hmm. I would like to start with two things that are maybe not closely related, but still important. The first time the children enter to the application, they can do two things. One is they can choose their interest. So the application will offer them or suggest them titles based on their interest. And another thing is that they can fill in a placement test when they first sign in. So this information, the result of the placement test, goes to the teachers, of course, so they can make sure that they know about the student's stage, and also that they recommend the best books for them. And it helps the application to recommend good books for the students. And then the teachers are able to assign books to the students personally based on these results. They are able to track the reading time, the list of books that they read. They even see the result of the exercises, how many times the children attempted to make the exercises or do the exercises. And later on, it's not yet available, but it will be soon, that they can even assign complete courses, kind of. So they can even assign a sequence of books that are selected in a way that they support specific skills or vocabulary.
And the other thing is very important, the Lexile system that you want,
Yes.
you can evaluate, and what is the more effective test that you can assign to depend on the level of the student, no?
Yes, the placement test is a Lexile test, and every single book has a Lexile score. So both the teacher and the system can recommend books based on the Lexile scores. And one thing I didn't mention, but very important, that at the end of every single book, there is a list of games. There's 4 games in every story. They are not only the traditional kind of exercises. So it's not just the multiple choice reading comprehension check, but it's something a bit more dynamic or engaging, I would say. We have a lot of games for, let's say, finding the definitions or fill in the gaps. So try to, yes, find grammar, tenses, or grammatical parts, chunks about vocabulary. And there are also some just simply entertaining games that rather focus on cognitive skills. And there are some proper reading comprehension check as well. These belong to the story. So these are always related to the story itself. So basically, while engaging with the story, the students can learn the language.
Perfect. Thank you, Camilo, for your question. Patricia, you want to share
Thank
some
you.
thoughts or question about that? No, seems not. So I like to share, if you want that, send an email asking for the demo. If you want, we can call later or try to define a specific meeting to share the link how we can start the demo with you as a teacher in order that you learn more about and have the experience. I think that is very important to have the experience with the app in that case. So thank you very much. Thank you, Anna, for your time. Thank you again, Camilo, Patricia, all the attendees that from the booth are coming to us, and have a nice night there in Hungary and in Colombia. Enjoy the time. I talked to Anna, please drink a good cup of coffee, Colombian coffee, in order
Yes.
to stay not sleepy or silly.
I cannot wait to visit you so I can bring some Colombian coffee with me.
Perfect. Thank you again for your time, guys, and I hope that be blessed in all the time. Okay? Bye.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Have a
Have a
nice
nice
evening.
afternoon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.